Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time you're tuning in. Welcome back to a new episode of Free Time with yours truly, MW Free. I know we look a little different today, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are still here in the building with the one and only Miss BGT.
I like when you said that.
Yeah.
I like when you said that.
Hi, Auntie.
Hey, baby. How are you?
How are
It's my Ravenclaw sis right here.
Yeah, listen. Ravenclaws, all right? Ravenclaws. If you know, you know. Well, Miss BGT, let's start with who is BGT?
First and foremost, my name is Makisha, and a lot of people a lot of people are surprised that my name is Makisha. I was named after Mickey Mouse.
Really?
I really was.
That is super cute.
I was named by my goddamn 8-year-old sister at the time, and when I was born in the late 80s, Mickey Mouse Club was popular, and then name Keisha was popular, and the 8-year-old came up with this bright idea to put Mickey and Keisha together. So I'm Makisha. But my dad, he is a traveler, and like he liked Russian names, and he liked the name Tanya because it means princess. So I was Princess Makisha Tanya, whichever one worked at the time. Yeah, so I'm Makisha Tanya. Most people know me as Tanya, but my first name is Makisha. I'm rocking that more now because
I've noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really hit it, you know.
Yeah.
You can tell how long someone knows me based on what they call me.
Yes, so I the same way about my name, yes.
So, like, you can tell, like, I started to be referred to as Tanya when I migrated to America. And the reason that is because I missed my dad so much. He was the only person who used to call me Tanya. So when I came to America, I was like, what's your name? It's Tanya. And then everybody started to call me Tanya. Just for the sake that I was just nostalgic and miss my dad. But then, like, you have friends that have been friends with me, like, since before I migrated from school. They'd be like, Makisha, or they call me Mickey. Be like, who is Mickey? Who is that? Like, it's me. It's me. And I own both. It's like, it's literally like nothing that I hide. It's just some people are just so accustomed calling me Tanya, or they've known me as Tanya all the time. Right. That when they see Makisha, it's like, yeah. But I did notice that you started to use Makisha a lot more recently, and that's because of what I've been pivoting on in like where I took my business recently. Okay. And then also, I feel like I've crossed the 30 line, and for people who know me for a minute know me as Bad Girl Tanya. Right. That's what I'm like, I don't want to be 30 plus. Right. I don't want to be 30 plus calling myself a bad girl. Like there's at some point in time, I feel personally, I think the name needed some maturing. Okay. So, but I've branded myself as Bad Girl Tanya for almost 10 years. So I can't move away from it. However, at the same time, I kept like shortening my name as BGT. I had my own BGT hashtag. So I stood on my brand and I just shortened my name to BGT. So now people know who I am when I say BGT. Right. Without having to say Bad Girl Tanya. Right. Like I introduced you and I said, BGT. Like, you know, I know who BGT is. I do know who Bad Girl Tanya is. I wanted to get the whole story as to how that even happened, evolved, and how we got to where we are now. So we started BGT when? So BGT like officially was birthed in the middle of this crazy pandemic. Like I've been BGT for a minute. I've been referring to myself as BGT at least for the past, like, I want to say 2 to 3 years. I stopped saying Bad Girl Tanya because I just really felt I outgrew the name, but I couldn't remove myself from the brand. Yeah. So I had to like spin it a little bit. So I started referring to myself as BGT. People started calling me T, some people call me BG. And I niched down on that. And then when the pandemic happened, and I had been in business for like about 8 years up at that point in time. And I saw that there was like this wave of entrepreneurship that came when the SBA loans and the grants and stuff was introduced. A lot more people became interested in business, but people were like so confused. And what to do? Right. A lot of them really don't know what to do. They have the idea, but they don't know how to execute it, or they don't know how to find at least the basic resources, or at least where to start. And I was talking to like a few people, and I realized it turned like 10 people. Like, hey, by the way, and I'm a free advice giver, loosely, but I'm like, you know what? How would I centralize this in one place and one space and just kind of teach it? I'm good at speaking on video. I'm good at having conversations with I can talk to a camera and not be a draggy conversation and not be interesting. I can keep you engaged. Like, you know what? I can do a lot of live videos like this, and my lives did really well. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just create some resources. I sat down one night. I had some Baileys with a shot of Jameson. Like, just so you know, I wrote all of those ebooks integrated. I can't.
Yes, we're definitely going to get to the ebook for the second two. Yes,
like you should do the design. Designs are lit, but I can't.
Yes,
I can't create. So everyone needs their like whatever is their fuel to get like to light their creative fire. Yeah. Mine is Bailey's and Jameson. So if you find a typo, I'm sorry. If you find a typo,
sue me.
I'm sorry, but the information is still valid.
This is very true because I've actually purchased and worked with the business plan. I have the
you have a Instagram guy. You do.
That's it. Yeah, I got a few.
You got the engagement hacks.
Yes, I did.
And like. My Instagram career is as long as Instagram is old. Like I was on Instagram from the day that you had to get an iPhone to get
2011 or something.
Yes. But I remember I had a BlackBerry and you couldn't get Instagram on BlackBerry. You had to get iPhone. That's how I ended up with the phone number I had now. I went to AT&T and opened a whole line
to get Instagram.
Just for Instagram. So let's tell you, I've been rocking with Instagram. Yes. I've been with Instagram from the time Instagram went through all them logos.
Oh my god! I remember the original logo that they had with the little brown box.
Yes. And I remember the time when Instagram was doing a cleanup of all the accounts, and everybody who had fake followers, like they cleaned all of them. Yo,
because back then was when I remember back then that was when he was running stuff through all of the channel. Like I remember running ads through Facebook was like a thing back then, and running them through Twitter was a thing back then, and then we migrated to Instagram, and it's we just clicking away.
And remember the HDR filters? And everybody had.
I have so many HDR filter photos in my archive.
Ooh, I went back on my phone. I was like, why did we think this was fire?
We really know. It was a thing. Was like, yo, turn the HDR.
Put the HDR.
And put on the HDR though, because we need the HDR. And look where we've come to now.
That's what I'm saying. Like I remember, I was on Instagram before even being an influencer was a thing.
Right.
So like the way I move on social networks, and I think this is kind of how I learned a lot of Instagram. People are very selective about who they interact with. And since then, I was always the person that like I never skipped anybody's post. I would like and comment everything I see. So I used to get a lot of followers, and people could not understand why people would interact with me. Like, you like a regular looking girl, like why you having all these likes on your pictures, why you having all this? And yeah, because I'm sure everybody loves. And now 10 years later, we know that's just the algorithm working in your favor. The more I interact, the more they show my posts to people, and then I'm going to get the numbers. And then I was always a support Black business person, support women in business. I used to always try to buy stuff from like small business owners, and I would wear it, and I had a habit of tagging it. And this is before influencers was a thing. And people used to, like the business owners reach out to me like, "Yo, I got a couple of sales from you posting." And I'm like, "Really?" I was just like posting because it was an outfit,
right?
And she's like, "No, I'm gonna give you some free stuff." So I used to get free stuff in exchange for promotion, and then like I've been doing this. I've been doing this, y'all. So that experience, running businesses, having my boutique, having a hair and wig business, and then kind of like putting it to the side to focus on my career. And I had all of this knowledge built up. And I have conversations with business owners or budding business owners, or even struggling ones, or people who've been in business but they just want to talk to somebody. And like they're like, you have a wealth of knowledge. So I sat with my Baileys and my Jameson,
and this is how.
And we came up with the BGT. I came up with the business plan, which is the number one mistake people make. And then I realized a lot of business plans, they would just tell you, like, they would just have the headers and it just be blank. And people will still have it in front of them. Like, I don't know
what am I writing? Right. What am I actually
what am I writing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Right.
So, like, I made my business plan very user friendly. So even if you've never wrote one, it explains what it is.
Literally, I think it's about 17 pages long.
And
it breaks, the point of it though is to break down each step that you need to take in order to put together.
And it's like a workbook. So it's not like you have boxes,
bubbles and stuff. I have it. I really have it.
She really does have it too. I can show you the receipt.
Yeah, I really have it.
So like it was very, very user friendly, and then that did really well. I was surprised at how well it did. And because it's digital media, it was so painless. I just had to set it up and upload it one time, and then
that's it.
It takes care of itself. And I love digital media. Like, if you're a business owner, like, this is a plug right now. If you have not figured out how to sell at least one digital product, you are sleeping on so much money. You don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about stock. You don't even have to worry about following up unless something goes crazy on the back end side. Maybe somebody didn't get their downloads or customers can't figure that out. Other than that, majority of that shit goes through smoothly. You don't have to stock, so whatever you make, you don't have to take cost out of it because you're just making that product one time. Yeah. And that's really it. Smart. Like any business that you do, don't matter which you think it is that you sell, or but it's a product or a service. There's something that you know in terms of knowledge that you can digitize. All of these millionaire boutiques, see Benson 988, B Fly LA, Shop Sonia Bees, these black owned businesses, they created vendor lists. They're like, I have $1 million boutique. Here are the vendors. And the vendor list is like, what, $10, $20, $30. And that in and of itself can get you so much money. And people just have to order and sell. So advice, if you are a business owner, figure out one digital product you can sell. Even if you have all...
That's very good advice. And it's free.
It's free.
Just saying.
It's free. Free. Like, figure out a digital product and put it together. Take your time. It doesn't have to be like super perfect. I know a lot of people have an obsession with perfection. Yes. It does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be useful, and it is well presented, well thought out. No grammatical errors, please, God.
Don't do it on Bailey's and Jameson. Saying.
Don't pull a BGT.
Don't pull a BGT.
I'm trained. I'm a trained assassin when it comes to like working on influence. But figure out a digital product and sell that shit. And that's how you make money in your sleep. You don't have to learn about 1 million stocks. You don't have to buy Bitcoin. You don't have to do all these things. Like, I wake up to sales while I was sleeping. So figure out a digital product, let it work for yourself. It is the easiest thing in the world to sell. And after the business plan did really well, they're like, your next thing is like social media. And I realized that people have like a love-hate with social media. Yes. They're like,
a lot of people use it.
They misuse it.
Right. As I said, they either use it for the wrong reasons, or they misuse it, or they really don't understand how to use it in order to grow with it.
Or and a lot of people forget that they have full control of their social media.
Correct.
Full control. And it really drives me crazy. People like, social media is a bad place. It's just an app. Everybody is here so fake that now we're just here to blah. Like, if you figure out a way to leverage a space you come to all the time. Think of it this way. If you have a storefront, you have a brick and mortar store, you're limited to foot traffic and people traversing. Social media allows you to break down geographical barriers. There's people all over this world I interact with I've never met, but they can click a link in my bio and buy one of my products. That's the advantage of using social media to benefit you.
To build your business, expand yourself, of course.
Everybody's profile also comes with a block button, unfollow button, mute button, some variation of these. So if you're in a space where somebody don't interact with, just block them and move on with your life. Y'all be in comments arguing with strangers, and I cannot understand why.
That's one of your biggest things.
Like, why are you here? Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Like, even if somebody
for you,
like, even if somebody make a fake page, you can read that shit, just block that. You don't have to interact with it. But I do understand that the thing about social media is it gave a lot of the voiceless a voice, but unfortunately, these are not voices you exactly want to hear from.
That's a fact.
And it gives people identity, and people could also create whatever caricature of themselves and create
that they want to.
Like people could be anything they want to be in the internet. Some people just choose to be cunts, and
Lord Jesus,
they just choose to be cunts. I don't understand why. And I they don't cunt with a purpose. I like cunts with a purpose. Like, Charlamagne is a cunt with a purpose. Like he says some dumb shit, but like ultimately he's a teacher, he's into mental health, he's promoting black businesses, but he just has some cunty ways. Other people just wake up just to fuck with you. And that's what they do day in, day out. And they have no purpose. And then they'll like post like deep things like, I may not get 1,000 likes, but I get $1,000. First of all, some of us out here are doing both at the same time.
You are big on. Well, let's talk about both, right? You're big on both.
I'm big on both. Like, if
you said something today about being big on both.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we can get it. We can definitely get into that. I saw we were actually having a Miss BGT is new to my clubhouse
Intellectual
room.
assassin.
Intellectual assassin. She's new to the room. And we were having a very deep conversation last night.
And heavy. It was deep and
Very heavy. But by the time this airs, the last night would probably be a couple weeks ago. But that's not the point. Who cares? So anyway,
follow the conversation. Follow.
You understand? So we were speaking about relationships. And we were talking about
The need of
a man. We're talking about the want and need of a man, and how women tend to say things like, I don't need a man.
I don't need a man.
I don't need him for nothing.
I don't ask him for anything.
I don't ask him for anything.
I
want him. I don't need it.
I just want.
Go on, okay. We have to be nice to the folk. But behave.
So
but we're talking about the wants and needs.
Jesus be offense.
Right? So in this conversation, someone said, I don't need him. I want him, and I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless because I don't need.
And they have this whole established life, and he is just a very small part of their bigger picture.
Correct.
And like in listening to the way their relationship was described, like it's obvious this person needs a lot of work. And what I wanted to say in the conversation was, a lot of us as women, we've rooted our the way we view the purpose of a man in our life is like super old school, super conditioned, just simply around the fact of being a provider.
Yes.
So now if you're a woman providing for yourself, you default into, well, what do I need a man for?
Right.
What do I need a man for? Like, I can put the TV stand together myself. I can follow instructions. What do I need a man for? Just think. And this is the danger of that. And this is my biggest issue with that. Imagine, just think about it this way. You went to school, you got the degree, you got the job, you got the car, you got everything going for you. You have the respect, you fine as hell. You're doing your Kegels, you're doing your squats.
It's not the Kegels.
Like, you do at least 5 Kegels a day. You do your Kegels and squats, you burn your sage, you got your crystals, you're aligned as fuck, and you have all this going for yourself. And the only qualifier you bringing a man into your space and your body and your temple is just convenience. Are you shitting me?
Oh yes, and that was also the other question.
And
was
like,
love or convenience? Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, and it boggles me that this is how people really box men, or the idea of a man in your life. Like, you in enough, not first and foremost, you having all of those things for yourself. It's just you being a good adult. And a lot of people want cookies and brownie points for
doing what they're supposed to just
like
do in
this
life. Right.
does not make you special.
This makes you an adult.
You're an adult.
You're grown. Thank you for being grown.
And a lot of people like, well, there's other people who don't. That's fine. How dare you measure your growth by people that you know you're better than? You're always gonna look better than them. Like, for me, if I get to a certain level in life, like, I'm looking to people who are doing better than me to kind of get their blueprint. I'm not focused on who I'm doing better than. I'm always gonna win that race. I'm always gonna be.
But you won't win the race over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I keep focused, and that's how I keep myself growing. So a lot of people tend to, when they have all these things for themselves, you hear them describe themselves, they're like, well, there's bitches, niggas out here that don't have this, and y'all renting, y'all car, and y'all walking, y'all Uber, and all of these things. You're like, yeah, but that's easy. That's an easy comparison to make, and you'll always look good. Like, why don't you put yourself in a space where your adulthood is measured by how much more growth you can do
versus what you've already done?
Yeah, like some people don't even want to like grow.
Or looking down at the people who haven't done.
Yes, like first and foremost, if you get to a certain step, you should be into teacher mode. Like, yo, this is how I got this shit.
Should be right here.
When you want to elevate up, send that shit back down for somebody else. Like, but again, a lot of people came on the internet, and that's when they finally got seen.
This voice of I'm doing everything,
and that's how they get their validation. And because they haven't done the internal work, they've got the job, they've got the career, they got all of those stuff that is adult shit, but they haven't done the internal work, so they don't know how to navigate life. They don't have the
emotional,
and they don't have emotional intelligence. That's the word of the year, guys. We're working with boundaries and we're working with emotional intelligence.
Are very important in life.
And if you haven't done the work on the inside, you like your caricature you present online becomes so annoying to people, and those are the people who be like, those are the people that feel good about making other people feel bad. Like, come into the comments. Oh, I studied psychology, so I know this. They try to be as condescending as possible.
Those are the best. Cool. It's like, wait, do not therapy me on this app. Do not bachelor me on this app. Do not master me on this app.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much for your knowledge, but keep it there.
Thanks. And I know they make the social media space hard to navigate. And then there's trolls. So people like don't get no attention at all. So they come in and they'll try their best to get under somebody's skin. Because you know it's easier to get a reaction to somebody when you try to insult them. You see them all the time. And those people I ignore. Like I ignore the shit. I'm not the person to like don't even. Like I will leave you on red, like red, scene, all that shit. Like I have a 2 comment like response level. Like I like to engage. Like if I'm actually responding to you, it's because I'm trying to learn from you. Like I'm big on understanding. It's not about right or wrong. And a lot of people try to be right or wrong. Like I'm right, you're wrong. I'm trying to prove you wrong. Like no, listen. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. I want to understand you, and I want you to understand me. We do not have to agree.
Right.
So if I'm exchanging with you, it means I actually want to engage. I want to like hear you. I want to understand you and be able to maybe you can teach me something. I didn't know. That's how I learned too. I learned from interacting with people. It's one of the reasons I DM people all the time. Like, I chat in my DMs with people. Like I post in my stories and I chat in my DMs. People are more open because it's private. It's not a public conversation. Nobody else could butt in. And if I I'm engaging with you and I see you're just being a dick, I will leave you or I will cane you. I will hit a K so fast. Like
don't cane the people.
Oh, you're upset. Okay. Cane.
With the period, just for grammatical reasons.
K. Period. But what I wanted to say about the autonomy of social media is that you have full control. You don't have to join every conversation you're invited to, not because it's a trending topic means you need to jump on it. And the thing that drives me crazy about the internet is that we have so much access. And I love that we have the visibility of things that are current day. When things are heavy and they're painful, especially to Black people, like I could not watch that video of George Floyd for months. I like peaked like a minute of it and I was in tears. But there are people who feel they needed to share that because people wanted to see. I'm like, you have the choice of not sharing it. Not because everyone is sharing it means you need to share it too. Right, you can opt out. Like in my stories, if you follow me on Instagram, follow me at @IamUnderscoreBGT. If you follow me,
the plug was
shameless plug.
It was coming later.
We do this.
But yes, we'll just drop it in between.
But if you follow me, like I am big on Black joy. Like I want people to get accustomed to imagery of Black people happy and beautiful and celebrated and learning. Like yes, like a lot of miserable shit happened to us, but I have control over my page. Or it's not. You're not gonna be exposed to triggers and traumas on my shit.
Yes, she definitely
we will unlearn
a Black woman
every day. Like
see that daily
every
on her
day.
page.
I used to like do that for superstars, and I was like, I love it because I love everything and all things Black. You can tell by the military. And by the way, the shirt says something about Black women in the back. We live this life. But we live this life. I'll take a picture later.
We'll take a flick. You'll see it. Don't worry.
But I was doing that for superstars. I'm like, you know what? This is amazing. We could have positive imagery of Black women, but I know a lot of dope Black women too. I follow them on Instagram. So like I tweaked it a little bit. I had 2 things. It was God is a Black woman, and then it was Today in Black Excellence. If a Black person is anything dope, big or small, I would share it and say Today in Black Excellence. And now my thing is like God is a Black woman, because it's important to empower at every level. I know a lot of people like don't be like minding their business like with regards to like, oh look me, it's me guys, it's me.
I do it all the time. They're like, oh my God,
but
it's me in the page.
But like sometimes some things, I think things like that are necessary when you're creating a space of growth. And if you're somebody who especially is going to be in business, your brand is everything. People associate things with your brand. And you've got to be mindful of what you want people to associate your brand with. I cuss like a sailor, but people will still come to me with a level of respect because of what my overall brand is.
Which is what matters more than anything else, is making sure that it all is connected
and it
all makes sense. And it all works together.
And like, it's important to your content on the internet. People come to me all the time like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to post, blah 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 blah. I was like, your content needs to do three things. It needs to educate, it needs to empower, and it needs to entertain. And again, if you follow me, you know my content does all three. I'm not always preaching every day. I'm not always talking shit every day, and I'm not always like being overly black power, power to the people all day. Like, it's a delicate balance, because people need that balance, but people also need something to come, like, just to come into your space. What is it they get? What is it they learn? Like, what is it that they can get from you? Even if it's a smile today, or like, you know what, damn sis, like the topic we were talking about, that circling thing, it was like, yo, the amount of women like, yo, I really need to unlearn this. I need to hear this. I need to unlearn this. And then
a lot of times it's also a comparison, like, damn, it's not just me. It's also someone else.
It's someone else.
I can actually learn and get through something.
And then it's also being explained to certain. And it's being like, and sometimes people just want to hear it from somebody else. You know, like the thing I heard, the statement I heard first was, some women value the Rolex, other women value the time. I'm in this space like, why are you making me choose?
Yes, you are Miss I want both.
I want both. Like, I want both. I deserve both.
Right.
Like, and I hate that. Hate is a strong word, but I hate when women who obviously haven't done the work, again, tying back to the whole concept of, oh, I'm going to pay all my bills because I don't need the man for shit. I just need him from dick. So I'm gonna see a Rolex, but to sound like a good woman. I don't want the Rolex. I want the time. Nah, sis, collect that rollie, and we gonna sit on the couch. We gonna bling our rollies out together. We gonna enjoy the fuck out of each other. Like, you deserve both. Normalize luxury, especially in Black women. Like, normalize luxury, normalize good things for us. Like, you work so hard, you deserve all that good shit, and you deserve somebody who's going to give that to you. Don't you ever, ever, ever open that door of put your dating space and creating what you want and say, oh, I'm a simple person. I'm a simple person. I don't want much, you know.
I don't need anything.
I don't want much. I just want somebody to love and respect me, and to just spend some time with me, go like a few dates, and that's what I really want. I can give myself everything, and then 2 months in the situation, why don't take me out no more? No, you say you don't want much.
You don't want much. I'm a simple girl.
Listen, I'm a simple girl. Like, listen. I want a lot. I require a lot, and I'm going to reciprocate a lot.
Exactly.
And the irony is, like, they'll say they don't want a lot, but will pour so much into a man. Like,
and
why are you
upset?
And then be upset
he's not pouring back.
You can't pour from an empty cup. You need that reciprocity. Like,
100%.
One thing, my boyfriend always does this test with me. Like, he's like, you never refuse money from me. I was like, no. No. He literally will give me $1. And I will collect that shit. Like, he's like, you take $1? I was like, boy, I'll take 5. I will take him $1 a day. I'm a bartender. By nature, I'm going to take $1. But he's like, why do you do that? I'm like, because I don't want you to ever always feel that nothing is too small for me or nothing is too big for me. Like, I want you to understand, like, I'm willing to receive anything you're willing to give it all.
Give
on
it all.
Any level.
Give it all.
Like, and he learned that too. Like, he learned over time. Like, this girl really does require the consistency and me showing up for her in every way. And there was one time he even asked me a question. He's like, well, you could afford certain things, Makisha. Like, why are you asking me for this? I'm like, because I want to ask you.
Because I want to ask you, and if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to accept it as well.
Thank you. And like, I don't want us to ever have that wedge. And I find it so interesting. I know why, but I find it interesting that people will have a relationship. Y'all be fucking people raw. People coming in your mouth. Coming. Like, put in his male appendage in places in holes it really was not supposed to be in, but you like it, so you let it happen. And then, like, you can go into this. I'm here for him spiritually, emotionally, mentally, socially. I'm his best friend, but I can't ask him for money because, like, money is just an area we're not gonna like. People's relationship with money alters your relationship with your partner, and I feel like people like have all of these things want to give their partner except money. again, I understand it. This I don't even want to get into this topic because it's so multi-layered.
This one is definitely deep.
It is multi-layered, but I want people to understand, like, if you're my partner, I have you on every single level. Like, I will never weaponize anything, including me giving you money. So, like, if you come to me like, yo, I need $300, $4,000, whatever it is. If I have it, I'm giving it to you.
You can have it.
You know why? Because I'm gonna get that back anyway. Like, if you feel you need to get a contract, cool, that's fine. Like, it's kind of fucked up. You don't even trust you fucking somebody you can't trust on that level, but whatever. They can give you A's and a baby, but you can't give them money. Just like, do you trust me or not? Like, do you trust me or not? Like, I can kill you, but you can't give me $100. I don't know. This shit don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You will fuck somebody.
But you know finances, when finances come up in any situation, whether it's with a partner, a friend, but finances is very touchy. You know that.
It definitely
But at the same time, finances is extremely important in a relationship, and people do not consider it important.
And navigating finances,
100% is very important.
And it's because people weaponize money a lot.
Yes.
People weaponize money a lot. So if you have to get to a space where your relationship with money changes. Like, my boyfriend is always like, you act like you have the world of money. I said, I don't have the world of money. But one thing I learned from my dad is, as long as I have health and strength, I'll always have $1. So once I'm a healthy, functioning person, I will never let $1 dictate how I treat people I love. So if he comes to me, he's like, I need this, I give it to him. And like, I don't even run him down for it. Like, he'd be like, oh, but I paid you back. I'm like, you really didn't have to, honestly, because I was going to get it back at some point in time. Like, I was going to get it in some different way. Like, I use his car all the time. Like, he does things, and I do things to him. It's like, you're going to get it back.
Right, in another way. But that's the nature of your relationship, though.
That's true.
Right?
And that's because of the relationship I have with money. Money is not a weapon for me. Money is not defining me. Money does not validate.
That's not something like, that you're afraid of.
I'm not afraid of losing or getting it. Like, I act the same way if I have $10 or $10,000 in my account. You'll never know, because I don't my who I am is not built on that.
And your worth is not built on the dollar.
Is money important? Yep. Hell yeah, my rent gotta be paid.
Hello. We got bills.
It's very important to me. But I don't let money define me. Like, I try my best to stay who I am and stay 10 toes down and stay solid as it comes to $1. And I try my best to not be a slave to the almighty dollar, because I'm a bitch that'll call out of work. I go on vacation, take my time off. I will sleep. Motherfuckers, I will sleep. You gonna sleep when you die? No, the fuck? I'm gonna sleep now. I'm gonna take a nap.
Sleep now. Okay?
I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap.
I'm sleeping now.
But no, give me 8 hours. I get 8 hours sleep every night, like, on average. Unless like I'm bored as hell and fucking around. Like, I get 8 hours. I value my health as much as I value my dollar, which is one of the reasons I pivoted on my business, so I can be able to make money in my sleep. Because I like sleeping. Like this, you see this skin?
Like sleep.
You see this skin? You see the glow?
I cannot wait.
Because the bitch be sleeping.
Am I glowing or am I sparkling?
Like, I'm glowing or I'm sparkling. Like,
well, we talked about so many different things just now. I can't with you. But I want to get into, and I still game.
We getting spicy now.
Are we? Are we getting spicy? So you mentioned you wanted to play loaded questions, yeah?
Yes, loaded questions. I like loaded questions.
Loaded questions. So loaded questions is, so there are 4 questions on each card.
Oh my God.
We're not going to use this one. So what we're going to do is, you get to choose what question you want to ask. I will choose what question I want to ask on each card. Or we can do it another way where, it's 2 ways. We can do it that way, or we can do it in a way where you pick a number. And whatever the number is on that question,
you have. Okay,
you have that.
I like to pick a number.
Pick a number. Okay, so we'll do pick a number, and we will choose the questions based on pick a number.
Your loaded questions can be so heavy,
and they can be so light too. I've played this once, so I have an idea of how this works, but it's a good mixture of questions. So you want to do the pick a number?
Yes.
All right. All right, so you want to start from the top, or you want to do randoms?
Randoms.
Let's do random.
Actually, just from the top.
All right, let's go from the top.
Get messy.
I just want to spread them out. Then just drop them in.
Okay, so pick a number 3.
I'm gonna pick number 3.
If you are an adult film star,
Oh gosh, it had to start off like this.
I mean, you picked it.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, fine. Go ahead.
If you were an adult film star, what would be your screen name? Come on, Free Banks. Let me hear this.
It's not Free Bank. Adult film star. Robin Ravenclaw.
That's it. Like
Robin Ravenclaw.
childhood ruined. I'll take
What?
number 2. Oh God.
What one thing should happen on a second date? What should happen on a second date?
What should happen on the second date?
Should happen. Yes, it said should. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Like this is really low key loaded.
I tell you, it said it was loaded.
Wow. Like what should happen on a second date?
Mm-hmm.
What should happen? I there's a part A and B. Like
Okay.
is it A or B? A, we gotta continue the vibe we had in the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Or B, you get a chance to fix what you fucked up on the first one.
Okay.
I do second chances. I do second
You
chances.
do?
I do second
That's
chances.
so nice.
I do because like
Better than me.
I'm about the emotional maturity. I told you.
Correct. We did say that. Emotional intelligence.
because-
All year. All 2021.
All 2021. Because like sometimes people are just having a bad day. It's like I leave a little bit of
You're
wiggle room for
nervous
that.
and
Yeah.
you're not too sure. Okay.
Yeah, like so we may not have like a good one. Maybe it was just you came late, you tired, you frustrated, you had a long shift, so you're like your energy is not where
It's
it's
not
supposed
there.
to be.
Okay. So you'll
So,
give
like,
the second date a chance.
You know what? It wasn't a good first day, but we could try something different. We try a different restaurant, or maybe a different activity.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get do something like Dave and Buster's or some crap, or some ice cream factory to play some games. Maybe you're
So
more
maybe
into
it's okay.
it could be
Versus
the
a sit down
environment.
dinner.
So
Got it.
good. So it's either we continue the vibe, which I'm fucking with the vibe, or you know what? We catch a vibe, but I'm gonna
Let's
give you a
try
second
again.
chance. Let's try again. Let's try again.
All right, here go, man. I'm over you. She's like, I gotta come. Yes. I can't. I have to pick a number 1.
What is the worst excuse for going to a strip club? I have a good one actually.
The worst excuse?
What is the worst excuse for going to a strip club?
I never had to make an excuse.
That's not a valid answer to the question. What is the worst excuse
The
to going
worst?
to a strip club?
I had to go pick somebody up.
That's not a bad excuse. You gotta come better than that.
Worst?
I'm not jacking that.
Because, I mean, I'm going. I'm going.
Okay, so I'm
I'm
your
not making
man.
no excuse
Listen,
to go.
I'm your man, and I am severely uncomfortable. Not telling you no, but I'm severely uncomfortable with you going to a strip club without me. You're leaving the house at 2 a.m.
I'm not doing that, but okay.
Listen, dude, I'm creating a scenario, right?
scenario,
Like you're leaving the house 2 a.m. I ain't getting no catty, but you going outside to the strip club. What is the worst thing you could possibly tell me for you going to the strip club? The game is loaded question.
I'm not giving you no excuse first and foremost. If I'm going, I'm going. That's
Well,
number 1. But number 2, you know if I'm going, I'm going. You know if I'm going, I'm going.
Clearly she's outside.
Wow. It's my whole business outside. But anyway, we're not going there right now. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you that I gotta pick up my friend or something that like she drunk and they don't know what to do with her, or like she's panicking in her bathroom
That's
or some
like
shit.
valid. That's a valid.
But that's what I'm gonna tell you. A bad one?
There
There's
was
no
a bad
bad one.
excuse. There was a
Okay,
bad excuse.
I'm gonna go and learn something from one of the strippers that she's gonna have and that's the worst thing I could tell you.
I'll take that. But you remember strip clubs always have good food. You can say you want to get food.
I want to get some wings.
I want to get chicken wings.
I wanted some wings.
I gotta go to Ace for
I have
chicken
to go
wings.
get some wings. Damn, you know how I feel about that?
Tell you
That's
are
true.
you are not
I
a
wanted
good
some
liar.
wings.
Like you're not
No,
a creative liar.
I don't lie.
I may or may not have experience in this area.
See, I don't lie. I listen, I'm going. I'm not lying to you about nothing. I gotta go. I'm going. What are you gonna tell me?
I'm gonna go, but I'm a finesse.
I'm going.
I'm a finesse. Like, why you want to
say some bullshit?
The chicken wings is fire, my guy. Like, what you mean?
But that's a horrible lie.
But it's a bad excuse. But I'm still going.
It's a horrible lie. I'm gonna tell you some bullshit. Like,
but it's also the truth.
I'm be like, yo, such and such call me. The other one is in the bathroom panicking. They don't know what.
I got time for all of that. Like,
but that's what I'm gonna say because then it's gonna get me out the door. I'm going. I'm running. Like, I gotta go. I gotta go. You know,
I'm gonna bring back a 6-piece for you because you gotta try
like some strip club wings.
Strip club wings be fire. Like,
it's nothing like it. But we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Number 4.
If you were to develop a sexual enhancement drug, what would you call it? Yes, I want to hear. While I refill, I want to hear your creativity. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it. Yep. What would you call it? Answer the question.
If I had to create a sexual enhancement drug,
what would you call it?
Is it for men? Is it for men or
no?
women?
You just need a name. Call it then. Come on, Miss on the fly.
I know because this is like a sex enhancement drug.
Yes.
Like,
you got the name. Come say it.
I don't want to say it.
Say it. Say the name.
Because not everyone will get it.
Say the name.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I like it. If you know, you know.
You know, you know.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
Get it up, motherfucker.
But if you know, you know. I'm happy
it's not Leviosa.
It's Leviosa. Again, if you know, you know.
You know.
But if you don't know, you won't understand.
You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit?
What are they saying?
Like,
what in the fucking oh, it's just I love it. Oh my god, that was so good. It's not Leviosa. It's Leviosa.
Yo, pick a number.
I don't like even numbers, but I'll go with 2.
Okay. What word could never be considered sexy? It should be easy.
There's one word that literally just came to mind just now.
What is it?
But some people would disagree.
What word could never be considered sexy?
But the word that came to mind was moist.
Oh, really?
Literally, moist.
Like, you're really moist right now.
Don't call me moist.
Bring that moist over
Yeah, no.
here.
What is moist? Yo, as you said it, that was the first moist. Moist. I can't. I can't do moist
right now.
We got literally 2 more questions, but it was moist. Choose your number, man. Moist.
Right
what
now.
Is moist?
Number 1.
Now you cannot get too deep now.
Oh God.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
What do people wrongly assume about you?
People assume I like people.
Okay. I respect that answer, actually.
People assume I like people. I don't like people. I really don't like people.
Not in the
I was like
sound, but I understand.
It's not
exactly
like if you understand it. It's like because
when you're open and you're social and you're outgoing and you're all these things, people will automatically assume that they think that you automatically like want attention and you want to talk. Like, yeah.
I have a big personality and I have a very attracting personality and I understand that people feel very safe in my space, and I love that people can be open and honest and like very candid with me. But at the same time, the reason I don't like people, and the reason I'm saying this, is people never consider the fact I am human.
Right.
So like I will be minding my business and I will be like probably be having maybe a bad day on my side, and then someone drops like all of their emotional things on me. And it's like I don't get a chance for me to breathe. Like somebody died or going through a divorce, or they like their kid is something, or like and I'm an empath. So to be
hello.
to be when you're an empath and to be social and to be trusted, it's such a hard space to navigate. So when I say I don't like people, it's not that I hate everybody walking. It's just that people forget I am human. Like, they see me as a strong person. I always got the answers. Like, they can come to me. And again, you can come to me, but you need to also consider the fact that I may have stuff going on. One of my closest friends right now, she said one of the reasons we became close is because when I would message her to talk about something, I would always be like, hey, are you in a space to receive what I want to tell you right now? And she's like, you're the only person that does. Like, you don't dump on me. And that's a real thing. People be having their own shit they got going on in their lives, and they hear you come, I need your advice. And then you just dump all of your shit on top of their shit too. And if you're an empath, if you're a person and you're very emotionally aware, like, that shit is heavy. And that's why I don't like people, because they don't have that in them. Everyone has that in them. So that's why I don't like people.
Makes sense.
Yes, that's right.
I spread them so that we could try to get something different. Like, let me see. Let me, because there's a lot of questions in this thing. Let's see. All right. I have to choose my number, yes? Again, no liking even numbers, but I will go with 4. Lord. Here we go.
Good.
I'm listening.
What TV show might ruin the mood if it was on while you were getting steamy in the bedroom? You about to text somebody, like, what can come on? And be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Cops.
Cops? Like,
Cops.
Sesame Street? Then again, like,
who's putting Sesame Street on the TV, though?
The way I'm set up, they don't know how to fuck come on, son.
I mean, obviously, but I'm saying, you said what if, so I would say cops. Like, who wants to hear that siren going off? Like, who wants to hear the siren going off? No one wants to hear that shit.
This is the police.
Like, you just about to get going, and all of a sudden you hear who wants to hear that? Nobody wants to hear that crap. Right, the first thing I came, cops. I didn't say that crap. Okay, ma'am.
You gotta take a question. I already asked you one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull one, and this is your
final question.
Yes, ma'am.
It's gonna be a good one.
I'm hoping you don't see me mixing and mingling with all the questions. So hope that I get something really, 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 really good.
It's probably gonna be a lame question. Watch.
All right, choose your number, man.
Number 3. You know what?
It was. If you would have said another number, but I'm not. Nope. What is the most embarrassing pet name or nickname?
The most embarrassing pet name or nickname?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have none because...
Well, it doesn't say you in particular either. No, so you can choose any one of them.
No. My relationship with pet names, like, fun fact. If I like you as a person, I never call you your name.
Oh no.
I do one of 2 things. I'll either call you your government, or I'll call you a name I made for you. I did that.
Different
name. Like, I don't ever call you by your name. So I don't think there's like an embarrassing name somebody can give me or can give a person.
Not even Doodoo Bird. Like,
listen, if you Doodoo Bird, you Doodoo Bird. Come over here, let me
Doodoo Bird.
Like
Doodoo Bird.
Nope.
Green Slush.
No. Moist.
We're not calling nobody moist, man.
Listen, if he wants to call me moist, then I'm moist.
See, as you continue to say it, I'm like, no. Who would ever want moist?
What is come over here, moist?
No, not moist.
It's like your iPhone going off, moist calling.
No, see? and that is how we're going to conclude the game, guys. I'm over you right now.
Moist
calling. I'm gonna change her name to BGT Moist in my phone. Anyway,
I'm here for it. I'm
over you, Miss BGT. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I feel honored that you invited me.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. Because you listen. You have the choice, and the fact I like being chosen.
Like, I don't like being forced to please people. I like knowing that people have free will and agency, and they choose to bring me into their space and things they have value of. So the fact you wanted me to be a part of this was very touching to me. So
Aww.
I appreciate my people, and I value people be like, you know what, pull up, sis.
My nice little up and coming situation. Well, not little, but my up and coming situation, because ain't nothing little about it. Okay. My good Ravenclaw sis. Y'all know.
If you know, you know.
You don't know.
Find out. You know.
Please tell people where to find you.
Yo, y'all can get me on Instagram at IAM_BGT. That sounds the Bad Girl Tanya if you can't get the letters right. Well, BGT. Everything is Bad Girl Tanya. So Facebook.com/Bad Girl Tanya, Twitter.com/Bad Girl Tanya, Snapchat.com/Bad Girl Tanya. If you're gonna find me, that's all. We're
not gonna do that, but listen, stop it. Miss BGT came and sat and spent some free time with me. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you for having me, y'all. Good night.
And thank you for spending some free time with me as well.
Is it night?
It is. Well, it's night now.
It's good whatever time you're watching this.
We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.